how do you find good manufacturers for products without paying for an expensive agent to do it for you?
Actually,
Wow.
I have direct experience with this.
Drew's very
So,
excited about this question.
Yeah, so if you're going to be using, if you're getting things shipped from China or any other place out in Asia, Alibaba tends to be the place where people go to like do the initial search for suppliers. And me personally, I have not had much success contacting suppliers directly through Alibaba, but there is a company called Jing Sourcing that I actually reached out to. They'll do all of the upfront sourcing, finding the manufacturers and that kind of stuff with no upfront charge. They just tack on up, depending on how much stuff you end up ordering, they just tack on a percentage of whatever you order for your first order when you're ready to actually put in a larger order. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it plus it's nice because like they're willing to like send you samples and find 3 or 4 different manufacturers for the product themselves. So we actually went through originally. So
what are you making?
So me and my wife, we had a brand called the Smart Connoisseur, which was going to be kind of a lifestyle wine brand.
Look at Drew. Drew's done everything.
I know Gary V is right.
While he was part-time, also kind of being an astronaut, all of that.
No, I was just working. I was working at GE and working at Apple part-time at the time.
I love it, dude. I love it.
Anyways,
what about their cut? That's cool, but what about their cut?
So it
off the first order.
Off the first order. So depending on the dollar value of the order depends on the percentage. So if it's like a super small order, less than I believe $3,000, it's like a 10%. They'll tack on 10%. And then as you go up in price, their percentage actually goes down. So the first order that we placed, we bought 1,000 4-packs of wine sleeves. Basically, they're a bubble wrapped sleeve that you can put a wine bottle in, so that way when you look at you.
Let's go, Teemo. The double kill. Come on now. Let's go. I'm wearing the Chinese Panda New Year's edition
snap.
too.
Oh, snap.
Much love. We're doing it. Come on, Teemo. There we go.
Anyways, the first thing that I ordered was 1,000 4-packs of these wine sleeves. And it took about a month and a half from manufacturing to shipping and all that fun jazz. I paid $3,500 for the order, and that included their cut. So
cool. He said no that he's looking into it right now. So thanks for the advice.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, I don't have a hookup for you, so that's a great place to start. A lot of it is being in the business. Right. Yeah. I mean, a lot of it is asking people, asking friends, asking for help, going there. I mean, a friend of mine runs, $8 million business doing custom manufacturing of products in China. And he has his own manufacturing facility. It's like it was so unreliable of getting people to deliver on time. And he's selling to big clients. Like if he doesn't get his stuff in on time, he has penalties because he's selling to giant brands who put that into their agreements. And there's delays, there's customs, there's quality problems sometimes, and so he just launched.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing about Jing Sourcing. They actually act as like a middleman in between, and they will do a lot of like the inspection stuff up front for you. Over in China before they ship it, so that way they can ensure that the quality of the product is going to, be up to par.
Right. I mean, that's the hope, at least.
Yeah.
They say they'll do it, but how good a job do they actually represent the brand? Who knows? But
So my experience with them, they like actually would take pictures if they found any issues, and they'd send it my way and give you like, hey, this might be worth going back to the manufacturer over.
Have you tried manufacturers close to you? If so, what would you say are the pros and cons? I would imagine some products are better made in some countries than China.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can definitely have products made like in your country of origin. Like that's not a problem. It's just a matter of like most people are looking for how can I, create profit margin and to the fullest extent that I possibly can, leveraging other low cost countries. And
yeah, like what was the price difference for you for that product, Drew?
well, the thing is like I could not find that particular product here in the States.
Okay.
So for me, it was like I didn't really have much choice. Obviously, like China, is a manufacturing country to a pretty large extent. So if you're looking for something, that is usually where that is either plastic or it depends on like the weight of the product too. Like if you're gonna have like a much heavier product, yes, sourcing locally is going to be a better option for you than but if you're doing like something that's small that doesn't weigh a whole lot, then you're probably going to find more competitive options in China. So, but yeah, as far as finding manufacturers here in the States, it can be a challenge just as a function of you gotta do a lot of digging. What I have found, if you are looking for manufacturers in like the States, you probably will not find them in Google. That has been my experience through and through. Whether that be for like supplements and that kind of thing, or those type of products.
Do you guys have trade commissioners?
Yeah, so that is actually a good place to search if you know like what type of trade your product would fall under. Then looking at like trade organizations is actually a really good place to look.
So he said he lives in the EU, by the way, so he gets free movement of goods.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh, but wait, how do your trade commissioners work? They're based on industry?
Well, like, yeah. So it depends. It depends on like what type of like there is a
like you don't have a trade commissioner for China?
What do you mean for China specifically?
Okay, then it works different in the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got. This helped me a lot in my first business. We've got trade commissioners for each country, and in the U.S. we've got trade commissioners for 4 or 5 different zones, and their job is to represent Canadian business.
Oh, that's interesting.
So when I was trying to expand my company, I mean, we had a software company, and we want to find partners in Italy and Japan, and like I don't know anybody in Italy. I mean, I have my family, I guess, but that's their job. And so I would message all of the trade commissioners and say, hey, here's my company. I'm trying to expand into Italy or Japan. Who do I talk to? I'm looking for distributors. And it's their job to know people in those industries, in their country, and represent. They're Canadians.
Yeah.
Who live in those countries with connections, and that's their job, is to try to make good connections happen. It depends on how much work they're willing to do. Like some people just give you a list, and some people will be like, yeah, I'll make an introduction for you. When do you want to get on a call together, and we'll do it all. That's just how much effort does the individual want to put in. But I was just wondering if you guys had anything. That's a Canadian strategy. I don't know if you guys have any. It doesn't sound like you have anything similar.
At least not that I'm aware of, but I don't know how it is in the EU either, so.
That's true.